FLOSSTUBE, it's Leigh from Creatively on Sunday, the something of what's it in the year, who knows. What is it? 23rd of February, 2025, with FLOSSTUBE number 258. Welcome back to my weekly YouTube channel about counted cross stitch. Apologies for the dishwasher. I know it's annoying, but I haven't got time to, I need it washed. I've got people coming for afternoon tea. So yeah, apologies. I don't have any other option other than to have it run. The irony is, oh no, still got 38 minutes. I thought it just went quiet. Still got 38 minutes. So here we goes. Yeah, what are we doing? Cross stitch and stuff. Man, it's humid and warm today. I am debating whether I should shut my windows and put my aircon on. I don't know. Will it freeze my cousins from Taranaki when they come for afternoon tea? I'm not sure. I have to whip out shortly and take my laundry to the laundromat because, as per last week's update, no washing machine. And I have to work this afternoon as well, so anyway, it is what it is. Did I do anything exciting this week? I don't think so. I went into the office, I should say the office, it's not my office anymore. I went into the client's office Thursday and Friday. Friday had hair appointment. Yeah, it was a really pretty busy week, and I guess the next couple of weeks are going to be a little bit more insane as well. In theory, next week we go live finally with our SharePoint migration, our document migration to SharePoint. If the workflows are at a point where we can accept them, they won't be done. That's what I have to test this afternoon, just retest some stuff and just see where we're at with fixing the one that's really broken. Other than that, yeah, it's just been work. Haven't done anything terribly exciting. Oh, no, that's not quite true. Yesterday I had lunch it was with a friend from former work, and then I visited with my good friends in Brooklyn in the afternoon and just caught up and had afternoon tea with them. And then I came home and I meant to do my laundry yesterday, but I went and had a little nap instead. I didn't really nap, but I lay down and read a couple of chapters of a book and then listened to half a podcast with my eyes closed and just, you know what, lay down, because I enjoy being horizontal, let's be fair. And then, yeah, I didn't get didn't get much else done yesterday. Oh, I went to the landfill and took a whole lot of recycling and not paper and tin, but the stuff I think I mentioned last week. I might have mentioned last week. So e-waste and number 2 bottle caps. That there's a place at the Southern Landfill I can leave those, and some wood. Cross stitching. Do I have anything new? No, I don't. I haven't even. I put in a tiny pre-order for Market with Helen from That Crafty Kiwi. 2 charts and 1 piece of fabric. Actually found it quite easy to not go nuts. There's a lot of cute stuff, but there's also a lot that's just not my style, so that makes it really easy to not buy. But yeah, I think I pre-ordered a Plum Street and another chart that I can't even remember what it is right now. Nope, completely, obviously I really wanted it. And then just a piece of fabric, and again I can't even remember which. There's like a few pieces of fabric that are coming out from different designers and I can't even remember what I ordered. I'm pretty sure it was the 36 count. That seems to be my go-to when I don't have a project in mind. Actually, it might work for the Plum Street chart. I have to see them together, it might not, but I stitch all my Plum Streets on 35, 36 count, so it'll either work for the Plum Street, in which case, yeah, it's the right count, or it'll just go in my stash for some other thing. But yeah, if in doubt, 36 kinda is a good middle ground for me, I guess. So yeah, otherwise nothing new's come in. I had quite a bit to show you over the last couple of weeks, so that's fine. And as I said, next week we've got project launch, deployment, and then the week after we'll be in Christchurch for the Christchurch Stitches retreat, and probably a little bit of spending might happen there. Well, I know if I get to Broomfields, I have $400 worth of vouchers that I got when I left my work as a leaving gift. So I do have some vouchers to spend there if we get there. If we don't get there, that's fine. I'll just do it online. But okay, I have a little bit of this. Probably won't be a really long video, but I have a little bit of stitching to show you. I haven't ironed anything today. I'm not as organised because I'm in a little bit of a rush. But yeah, we'll just get the first project out to show you. Right, first up was my second leap year sale piece. So Women in Profile from Cross Stitch Collectibles. So yeah, 4-year sale. Stitching in February meant we were stitching, I'm up, it's quarter done, basically 25% done. So mine is on 20 count Aida from Zweigart, the colour Nougat, using just the charted DMC, and again started this on the 29th of February and I finished my February goal. So we're 25% in. I'm just a tad over my goal. I chart monthly. It's about 2,552 stitches a month I need to keep up to date with this, and I am up to date with this. So I stitched 2,559 stitches, and often I just stitch to finish a length of thread, and that is now at 30,631 stitches against the February 25 goal of 30,624. So both of my leap year sale pieces are at 25%. I'm 100% on track, and yay me. So we'll start year 2 in March and yeah, carry on with that. So that is quite cool. What did I actually stitch on? Again, did I say no ironing? Here's where we're at with the whole piece. So that's 25% of the stitching done. What did I work on? Kind of a little bit all over the place. Again, I try and start with a bit of confetti because, you know, that's less fun than a big block of colour, and then pick up a big block of colour. There are kind of big, still confetti-esque, but you know, little blocks of colour. We get lots of dark green, for example. So some more over here, filled in some of these yellowy flower centres in here. It's a little bit in this corner. There's a little bit of confetti in here, filled in quite a bit of, we can see that kind of brown burgundy colours in the here, and then just some more through here. So just, you know, filling it in, that's where we're at. So I think, yeah, as we move forward, I'm just going to keep just working generally across. So, you know, I kind of look down here, what's the colour that is at the bottom, the bottommost empty thing. Pick that, stitch what I can, and these little flowers here. Sometimes I think in one of the stitches I picked on was 3042, and it was literally in this area, in the stitched area, there was 1 X, that's it. So there is something like 1,000 stitches in that colour in the whole piece, but in the area I was in, there was just 1 X. So a handful of colours like that. So I pick a couple of colours, and then when I pick the next colour that happens to be a bigger bulk amount, then I just go with that and I keep stitching. So really happy. Quite like how this up here, getting these sort of teals coming in from the green into the teal. It's quite pretty. And yeah, the burgundy purples in here, it's quite fun. So yeah, really happy with progress on that. Well, I mean, it's 100% my goal, right, is to keep up with that. Okay, next up I picked up the Colours of Autumn from Historiche Stickmuster. Stickmuster, I don't do German at all, which I started way back in 2023 at the Dunedin retreat. So this is on 35 count white Zweigart using the AVAS Soie almost as called for. As I've said a few times, I wanted my colours to look like this mock-up. This is just printed off of their silk app. But when I charted it, these two colours were very different, this brown and this orange. And I know whenever I talk about this, a few people, I often get an email or a note saying, what are the colours you chose? So largely called for, but I'll show you the colours that I substituted and helped me substitute this. Luckily, when we were in Dunedin, we could walk down the road to Stitch Witches, and they carry Soie d'Auger from AVAS Soie, so we were able to take the mock-up. So the first one's the brown, so it's charted for 2236, and I substituted it for 4614. So those are the two colours there. So that's the charted, which is it's a very greeny sort of brown, olivey green really, and then that's the colour I substituted it for. And as you can see with the digital mock-up, that is much closer than that one was, to my eye anyway. And then similarly with the orange, the called for is 1753, and I substituted it for 611A, and that's it there. Again, the orange was again another greeny, yellowy kind of olivey yellow, and then I substituted it for that kind of carroty, pale carrot. Again, just made it more like, you know, that's the charted, and that's the one I substituted it for. So really happy with those choices. So again, if you want to substitute those two to match mine, the brown I picked, instead of 2236, I did 4614, and the orange, instead of 1753, I substituted 611A. So I picked this up this week. Could do with an iron, but never mind. And I got 4, so we were just over halfway because I had a little bit of white in here, but I've put 4 blocks in. Oh, the white is not stitched up here, but I've got some white stitched where I just had thread on my needle. I carried on above here. So those 3 blocks are done, and then that purple block just needs a little bit of white. So yeah, that's the stitching that I did. So largely I stitched the white and then fill in the colour. Here I stitched obviously the blue that's in there, and then stitched the orange up until I got to that row, then did the white and then carried on with the orange fill in. Similar to this, stitched the lavender up, put in the white. Yay, so quite a bit of progress on that because this has not had any love for ages. So I'm going to keep chipping away at that. As you can see, the rest of it is all very heavily white based. So it wasn't as bad to stitch as in my head I was kind of dreading doing the white, but I actually didn't mind it as much as I thought. So, because you know, it's white on white, it's not as, when you're stitching it, it's like this far from your face, you can see it, but it's you know, it's not the most exciting thing is to stitch white on white. It is probably arguably better or more fun than stitching black on black. So, you know, pick your battles, right? So that is the second project that I stitched on this week. And the third project that I stitched on was by Modern Folk Embroidery, one of the dark crosses charts, so Here Be Dragons. I have stitched on this year already. I got most of the border finished, and I thought I'll just pick it up. Good, it's always good to have monochromatic when you don't want to concentrate too hard. So I did a little bit this last night, and I had a bit of a headache and I just wasn't really into it, so didn't do that much stitching last night, and then I did a little bit this morning, so I finished off the border, which I'll show you in a sec. So 36 count parchment linen by Fibre on a Whim, using Threadworx in the colour 1043. My sister helped me pick out the thread. I just brought the skein out just to show you. It's so pretty. Love these colours, these autumnal colours. This was one of my last 50 at 50, so it needs to be stitched. I also have Herbie Lions, which is going to be stitched with a slightly different Threadworx but on the same fabric. And where did we get to? So we finished the border, and it looks better ironed, but yeah. So I had most of the top border to fill in, and I got that filled in last night and this morning. So yay, we just got the guts to do now. Show you a bit of a close-up of what I stitched. As you can see, the patterns that are in relief are actually quite visible, less so from back here, but yeah, you can clearly see the birds and the flowers and the sort of fleur-de-lis designs and stuff as you look at it closely, even though it is kind of quite tonal with the fabric. So using Pattern Keeper, I think as I said last time I stitched on this, the chart has the inverse charted as well, so you can actually choose to stitch what is the white. So if you wanted to stitch like white on a darker fabric, for example, you can stitch the white stitches. You have to do something with the border though, because of course you probably want to put an extra row around the border. But this is the equal number of stitches in relief and in the dark and the white. Of course I'm stitching the dark. So based on the fact that I haven't stitched any of the white, Pattern Keeper said I was just about 27%, so that is about 54, 55. So about 55%, so I'm just over halfway of what I need to stitch. The inside is obviously going to be a little less. I think the lettering is going to go pretty quick, and the little X's, crosses in the background, even though they'll be annoying, will be pretty quick to stitch. The dragon, wyvern, but dragon is going to be a little bit annoying because I won't manipulate my rows, but I'll probably stitch, yeah, I'm not sure, I'm not going to stitch all the way across. I'll probably stitch between the scales, and then so that the scale and the bit beside the scale are different. I don't know, we'll see how we go, and like just follow the shape and then start again, just so that it's not, you know, not rows right across. It'll be stripy but not solid stripy all the way across. It'll be little stripy, and you'll see. I don't know. I don't know when I'm going to stitch that, but I'm yeah, kind of looking forward to. I'll start with the letters. I'll get all the lettering done, and then I'll start on the dragon, and then I'll, you know, finish with all the little crosses. It'll be fun. Oh, I just finished my tea. So that is all of my stitching. So that's a short video. I did pull out one of my projects that I think I'll do a start. It's going to be a crazy week, but I feel like a start. This is one of the ones I showed you a couple of weeks ago that I want to get stitched up. It's the last Fracta pattern that I have in my stash. So who are we calling this? Fernando and Philomena. So we will get them cracking. I just noticed there's a blue. Those berries are very blue. I don't have a blue. That's random. What have I pulled? Instead of that berry colour, which was 3730. I do not know. I think I pulled the wrong colour out, but that's okay. I've got one colour pulled here. You know what? Maybe I need to review the colours. That's not helpful. I've only got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've only got 7 colours, and it calls for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 7 colours, but I've got 2 for yellow, so I'm missing 1 colour. I'm missing something for that kind of bluey colour, but it's kind of random. It's a bit in the tail, and there's a couple of berries that is called for that blue colour, and who knows what I'm going to do there. I think it's going to end up being a little bit different than this mock-up. I haven't pulled the exact colours. I think, as I talked about previously, I went through my overstock, where I've got multiple skeins left over from projects that people have donated me. Also, I'm stitching it on this fabric, which is 40 count bourbon from Country Stitch. Let's open it up so you can see the proper colour. So on there. And I think I pulled these 2 as the same colour, because I think that gold's going to look better than that bright yellow. So I think I'll use the gold. I might use a bright yellow if it's inside something. Yeah, I pulled that instead of the blue. That's random. I'm not sure why I pulled that instead of the blue. And then 730 is for the green. I think that's too close. And then these colours, and just instead of 0, I pulled 746, and then this one might be the only colour called for is 3021. So they're all from my overstock, so I was just wanting to kit this up from extras that I had. I imagine things might change a little bit. I think that's going to go. And I will pull in something bluer, but it might not be that blue. It might be like a different blue. So like a darker, I'm not sure. I'll fiddle around with it, but I might. Yeah, I think because that bird, see how that's quite yellow? I figured it would look better that colour than it would that colour on that fabric. It's a little bit too bright. I guess this was a little bit too primary for me, because I sort of didn't enjoy the primariness of it. That one's charted 921, 22 I've swapped for 356. Who knows? Who knows what I'm doing? Yeah, we'll just have fun with it, but I might start that. We shall see. I kind of want to get it stitched so that I can get all my fractor birds to the framer and get them all framed together, as in with complementary, but just get. I want my birds on the wall. So what have I got? 7 or 8. So that's going to be ridiculous, but I kind of want to do that. So I want to get that one framed, and then I can kind of pseudo arrange it, and then get them to the framer. But yeah, it's on 40 count because I stitched all my fractor birds on 40 count. The chart is by Stitching Spell. Thanks for coming along. I appreciate you, and looking forward to seeing what kind of hijinks I can get up to next week. Could be some stress stitching happening, or I'll be too tired. It'll be one of those two things. While we get through this damn release, hopefully, or at least one of them. There's going to be a couple, but to get this main one into production, that will be a massive milestone achieved. And yeah, I will see you next week. Appreciate you. Thanks in advance for your lovely comments, and as always, don't let your needles rust. Ciao.